Welcome back to the kitchen at Andersen Acres. Today we're going to be making carrot and herb biscuits. I was asked to make these because somebody asked, can we take the carrot biscuits and kind of punch them up a bit? Absolutely we can, with the addition of a few herbs and a slight tweak in the recipe. So let's get started. What we're going to do is we're going to start with half a cup of butter, margarine, or shortening. Whichever one you have on hand. You can either use a pastry cutter or a fork. It will work either way. So just smash that up. And now we're going to start adding our other ingredients. We're going to add 1 1/4 cup of just regular flour, bread flour, all-purpose. There goes a dog. Whatever you normally use. Kind of give that a smoosh. So you're just going to give it a smoosh after the addition of each ingredient. We're also going to do 3/4 cup of cornmeal. That'll give this some texture. So let's just smash that up a little bit. 1/4 cup of sugar to sweeten up the biscuit. There we go. 3 teaspoons of baking powder, not soda. That'll help leaven our biscuits so they rise. Then we need some salt, but not a ton. So I'm just using my salt shaker, and this is actually Himalayan salt in here. So maybe 10 little shakes at about 1/8 teaspoon. You don't need much salt in this particular recipe. There we go. Then we are going to want 1 teaspoon of basil. Mix that up. 1 teaspoon of oregano. Give that a mix. Your herbs should be dried. And 1 teaspoon of parsley. Now you can change those herbs to any dried herb if you like. Fresh herbs you can do, but you need more. You need more volume to get the flavor. And frankly, I find the dried herbs work better. So dry your herbs before sticking them in here. There we go. Now we need our wet ingredients. We're going to need 1 egg, and this is a store-bought egg because my chickens currently suck. It is getting into winter now. As I record this right now at this second, it is actually the end of October. So get that egg in there. And then you're going to need maybe 1/3 cup, maybe a little more of milk. Okay, so you don't need a ton of milk, but you need enough to make it kind of a drop dough. So what you want to do is mix this. You might need a little more milk, and that's fine. Depends on the humidity where you are, but don't add more milk until you've mixed it up, because you do want to make sure you don't have too much milk. You don't want your dough to be runny. So this is not a biscuit dough that you roll, because this is a drop biscuit. Okay. Now that we have those ingredients in there, we're going to add our carrots. Now you can use shredded carrots, matchstick, diced really small. It doesn't matter that much. How much carrots? At least 1/4 cup, but you can go up to as much as 1/2 cup. It depends on how much carrot you really want in your biscuit. So I'm just using matchstick carrots that were already matchsticked for me. You can chop your own, you can grate your own, it doesn't matter. But I had bought them for something else. So I'm just using them up. Okay. See, this is clearly a drop biscuit. If I tried to roll it, it would not roll because it's too wet. But it's also not super runny because you don't want your drop biscuits to run all over your, there we go. You don't want your drop biscuits to run all over your pan. So I'm going to get rid of the fork, switch to a spoon because I'm going to need spoons. And now what you're going to do, grab your pan, and you're just going to drop them onto your pan. How big? No more than 1/4 cup of batter, I would say, per biscuit. But you can do less than that if you want more smaller biscuits. So you can even do it by hand. You don't have to use spoons. If you're okay getting your hands kind of gooey, you can pick up the amount of dough and just kind of make a little ball of dough and pop that on your tray. That's not really that big a deal. You can do that. And you can, of course, use just your spoons if you don't like getting your hands mucky. Okay, I don't mind getting my hands mucky. Good to use a spoon to separate the right amount of batter so you're roughly even. So at this point, we are going to preheat our oven to about 450 degrees. You can go down to 425, but 425 minimum. I do them at 450. And you're going to bake them for 10 to 12 minutes, probably. Okay, longer than that, maybe you can go up to 14 minutes if you want a darker biscuit. But keep an eye, because carrot actually burns because it's very sweet and it's got a lot of sugar in it. So carrot burns a lot easier than some other ingredients. So you do want to keep an eye on your biscuits. So I'm probably going to bake mine for 12 minutes. You can bake yours as long as you like, at least 10 minutes to make sure they're cooked in the center. But you can also bake them a little longer to make sure they're a little darker if that's what you want. Okay, you don't want to go too dark because then they're burned. But yes, if you would like them a little bit darker, go ahead. So we will pop these in the oven. I'm not going to make you watch me shape the rest of them. We're going to pop them in the oven and we'll be back when they're done. Remember, 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 14 minutes. I split the difference and do 12. And there we go. Delicious, sweet, flavor-filled carrot and herb biscuits. These are excellent for dinner or really breakfast or any other time. They're wonderful with butter or just hot from the oven just the way they are. So thanks for joining us here today. I hope you enjoyed making a carrot and herb biscuit with us. If you'd like to see more of our baking videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.